Okay, the final chapter we look at in Mechanics 1 is vectors. Now, vectors to start off with, we're just going to recap what we learned at GCSE. And this is a typical GCSE style question to do with vectors. So, it says OACB is a parallelogram. The point P, Q, M and N are the midpoints of the sides. It says OA is equal to the vector A and OB is equal to the vector B. Now, you need to remember when doing vectors that you make sure, because we can't write in bold, that you underline. So we would write, instead of OA and then it's bold A, we would write OA is equal to A underlined. Okay, so that's what we're going to have to do for every question with Mechanics 1. So, express OC, OAB, QC, CN and QN in terms of A and B. So, let's start with A. So we're going to look at OC. So, OC. So, here up to here. Right, now, to do that, you've got to go along A and then along B, because you've got to go along OA and then you've got to go along AC. Now remember, vectors is a slide, okay, so you're going from A to C, which is the same as going from O to B. So this vector is A plus B. So A to B. So to do that, we're going from here to here. So we're going to go down here. Well, we know that A in that direction, from O to A, is A. So from A to O must be minus A. And then we go from O to B, which is plus B. Next one, Q to C. So Q to C. Well, it says in the question that Q is a midpoint. So that means it's halfway along the vector from A to C. Well, the vector from A to C is B, so the vector from Q to C is a half of B. CN. Well, CN, yet again, N is a midpoint. Now, we know that the vector from B to C must be A, as it's parallel to OA, but we're only going half of it, so that makes it half A. But we're going from C to N, not from N to C, because remember, the vector, we know, goes in that direction. So we're looking at negative half of A. And finally, Q to N. Q to N. Well, Q to N, you've got to go along from Q to C, which we know, because we did that, which is a half B. And then down from C to M, which we know is minus a half A. Now, if you want to, you could take half out of these, and it becomes a half B minus A. Now, that's part A. Let's look at part B. So, part B says, what can you deduce about CN? Well, QN, the vector QN is parallel to the vector MP. It's also halfway between A to B, because we wrote down the vector AB, which was AB. This is part AB was B minus A. We just rearranged what we wrote, and that is very similar to the vector from Q to N, which is a half of B minus A. Okay, we know it's parallel because all that's happened is the vector part has just been times by half for Qn, whereas it hasn't in AB. So we can say that Qn is parallel to the vector AB.